All right. You know what that sound means? That sound means it's another great edition of the betting, the throwdown. Here we go. Joining me always, my boy D should be joining me a little bit later. Uh, we will basically kind of break down not a really lot of things going on. Obviously, we got the baseball game going on right now. Yankees basically just took the lead just as we speak. Judge with the single. I have no idea why they pitched to him with a runner on second. Should have just walked him. Instead, it's 3-2. I do have the Yankees winning this game. So right now, with that, there's not much we can do. It just kind of sit here and wait. See if there's any live opportunities. We will go through the whole card today. Tell me what you guys are on. We have the Dodgers game a little bit later. There's soccer. There's not much to go on. Palmeiras, who I kind of like today at -1.5, is up 3-0. So there's nothing to be able to go on that game. That game's finishing 3-0. So 71 minutes. We've got a couple of Brazil games going on at 8:30. I'll dive into and we'll take a look at those. Other than that, there's not a lot of things going on right now. We do have some NHL preseason hockey. 4 games starting at 9 p.m. 1 game in progress right now. You have Buffalo and Pittsburgh right now playing. The game I'm really looking at is this Colorado Vegas game. Kind of looking at some lines right now. Vegas is favored at home. You have Eden and a goalie today. You have Wedgwood returning for Avs here. Kind of leaning Colorado. Kind of waiting to see if the line moves a little bit more in this favor. Get this at +105. I know it's a preseason game, so I'd lighten my unit load, but that's probably one that we're gonna be on as well. And then we'll go through college football. We'll go through the NFL football. Maybe if we have some time. We normally don't get the NFL as much as I would like. But sit back, relax. Tell me what you guys are on in the chat. I am in the process of changing from one computer to another computer. So there's some things that are working and some things that aren't. But we'll there. So take a moment here. What's everybody on in the chat? The one other play I will give, I like the Dodgers -1.5 tonight. I think they're going to pretty much cruise. Try to put this in a banner, but it takes me a second to type everything with one hand. I also like some home run plays here of things you could take in that game. I think Zach Littell is a very fly ball pitcher. The Dodgers should cruise tonight. They should be able to just come out there and just kind of pound them around. I will tell you, there's a lot of things I took personally in that game. Shohei to get a hint, had it with Puka, 80 receiving yards tomorrow. I think the Rams roll tomorrow. I do like the Rams -7. Don't think we're going to see Brock Purdy, unfortunately, because if we can't Brock Purdy to throw an interception for the 8th consecutive game. But other than that, we are going to see Mac Jones. Jones actually gives him a little bit better, but so many other injuries. I really do like the Rams to roll here. So I do like the Rams -7 as well tomorrow. So premium plays off to a pretty good in the winnable. We've won our last 4 straight. Went to a little bit of a rocky start last week, not going to lie. First week of the winnable that had a losing record, but we were up 8 units in the previous 2 weeks. So can't complain, giving a little bit back last week, but even that, it was 6 and 7.5. So it wasn't like it was that horrible week. But yep. He's safe? No, he's out. All right, so the Red Sox are going to get away with only giving up 1, 3-2. We head down into, what are we, in the 6th? So, all right, a lot of people in the chat. Thanks, good evening. Thanks, it's Ian Robert McCormick. All right, what are you guys on? Let me know here. Or I will just start to break down and we'll just go, like I said, it's going to be it's not going to be a long show tonight because there's not a ton of things going on. So, we will just kind of break down into that. I'll just pause to see if anybody has anything in particular. All right. So nothing going in the chat. We'll just break down into college football. I have no problem with that. All right. So tomorrow, if you're not aware, there is a 12 o'clock. There is a 12 o'clock NBA preseason basketball game tomorrow, right at noon. Why is it at noon? Because the game is being played in Abu Dhabi. Who's playing? Who knows? It's the Sixers and the Knicks. Who's playing from either of those teams? Who knows? But if you do want to bet NBA basketball and not WNBA basketball, you can bet a preseason game tomorrow at noon. No play for me on either side total. So I'm just going to move on from there. All right. Thursday night, we've got the Rams in San Francisco. We already talked about. I like the Rams -7. I like Puka. I always play Puka. Puka's just like been the one major wagon that's kind of out there. I kind of lean on Blake Corum. He killed us last week. He beat us last week in the free play by 21.5 yards. He got 21. He's getting enough carries. You just saw a Jacksonville team that completely gashed this San Francisco defense. Without Nick Bosa, they just can't provide any pass rush. And without any pass rush, they're open for there. Now, Blake Corum has been jumped up. The books see it as well, how well the San Francisco rush defense. He's jumped up to 30. He stunned us last week at 21. I'm not sure I want to take a 30. I may take it in a parlay, but that's a pretty high number to be able to take. But I'll take Kyron Williams at 67.5. I have no issue with that. Kyron Williams has hit this number in 2 straight games. The only game he didn't hit is Tennessee, and that just turned into a blowout. I don't imagine this turning into a real like 20, 30 point blowout, but I think the Rams pretty win comfortably. I think they're up for the most game, probably by 2 touchdowns, and kind of carry this through. If you haven't noticed, Christian McCaffrey is not doing much on the ground, but he is doing a hell of a lot through the air. He's had 2 back-to-back games with over 85 yards receiving, 88 and 92. He comes to this game having basically 6 receptions last game, 10 receptions the week before, 6 receptions the week before. They're trying so hard to get you not to take it, so they're putting the reception mark at 7.5. What I'm actually going to do is going to take his longest receptions at 17.5. And I think the Red Sox just went yard, and they did. Trevor Story hits a bomb, and we are back all even, 3-3. Pre-flop I had the Yankees plus 7.5, over 7.5, so I'm not really worried about this, but let's kind of see what we can get on some of the Yankees plays here. I just don't see him winning this game. But back to McCaffrey. You're getting a receiving yard prop of 53.5. San Francisco has Pearsall hurt. Jawan Jennings is questionable to play this game. They don't have any wide receivers. They're just throwing the ball to McCaffrey on screens and the flat, all over the place. McCaffrey over 53 yards is the other play for me in this game. I'll add it to the banner. Bear with me 1 second. This takes a while. They don't have voice chat or dictation in this. And I know Puka's set at 90.5, but I have 0 issue taking that. Like I said, I've taken in a bunch of parlays at 80, closing out. Not an issue at all. I like the Rams -7. I think they definitely take that to the window. I'll give out one of my premium plays right here. We'll throw it in the premium just so you see. I'm going to be on New Mexico State tomorrow. Plus 110 versus Sam Houston. They should have no issue running all over this. Not much to really into this game kind of going forward from that perspective. But on the Thursday game, I'll probably be on the show as well. Sometime during the show, but we'll see. If you've been catching me on there, I'll try to appear. My wife goes to sleep, so the game's at 8:16. Won't be too much. All right, so let's look at what we got live. Like I said, I like the Yankees. They're facing elimination. Yeah, I questioned their bullpen at times. I thought Rodon would give us a little bit better start here, but you're getting the Yankees at home minus 106. There's a runner on first. He's gonna keep Rodon in. It looks like actually it's not Rodon in. Who's in right now? Sorry, I only have one arm. Takes a little bit while. Rodon is in. Sorry. Pitch count at 78 pitches. All right, I'm going to take the Yankees minus 106. I don't have any issue with that. I'll pile back on the Yankees. Now they can get them close to even. Line's moving, though, so get on it early. We will add the New York Yankees money line. And we'll have something to sweat as we go on here. So I'm good for that. All right. New Mexico State we already went through that game. New Mexico State comes in this game. Sam Houston has a very terrible defense. Their leading quarterback likes the forward pass. He has almost more rushing yards than passing yards. 140 rushing yards, 396 yards receiving. Logan Fife, who comes into here from New Mexico State, a couple different transfers, being able to put up a little bit more points. The offense is a little more explosive. I like New Mexico State here. I'm taking them on the money line. You can take them plus 2.5 if you want, but I do think they win this game. I think you're going to kind of basically on a roll. Now, Sam Houston, if you look at the record, the one thing I would question when people look at the record, they've played some pretty good, a much better state of opponents than what New Mexico State has. They've played Texas, they played UNLV, they played Hawaii, they played West Kentucky. They've lost every game, but they've at least gone to play better components. New Mexico State to La Tech lost. No issue with the La Tech loss. La Tech's actually one of my favorite teams to bet. They're a very good football team. They beat Bryant. Who knew they had a football team? Then they beat Tulsa, a pretty good Tulsa team. They lost to New Mexico at New Mexico. This game's coming back. You come back at home. There's a bad Sam Houston team. I think they take care of business here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and take them on the money line at plus 110. We get the double. Yep, get the double. Get out of the inning. Good job. All right. Yankees minus 106. Let's go. We got the extra at bat. Let's take it to the end. All right. Moving on to Friday. Friday's, once again, there's an NBA preseason game as the NBA starts to kick off here. 10 o'clock. Phoenix versus the Lakers. There will be no LeBron. If you're not aware, LeBron is basically injured. They're expecting him possibly back for the opening week. Or the opening game, but don't expect LeBron to play at all through the preseason. No other major changes have happened really on that roster. So Phoenix, tons of changes. You might see a lot of guys play this game. Interesting that the Lakers opened up as 2.5-point favorites, but no play for me on NBA preseason. Got to kind of see what's going on. All right. Move on to Charlotte, USF. You look at the line here. The line basically has slightly started to tick up towards USF. USF. Question was whether they could cover large spreads on teams that were favored. They beat SC State. We know they beat Florida kind of by lucky. They destroyed Boise State here. They're going to come here. They're going to get Charlotte here at home. Minus 27.5. I have no issue laying this as well. Byron Brown is still fine. He's been playing very nice. Offense has started to turn around. Obviously last week's was an absolute disaster for SC State. USF just laid the wood on them, and I think USF is going to take from the minus 27.5. Then we go back and we talk New Mexico, San Jose State. San Jose State, to a lot of teams they lost Riley Nash to the NFL in the season. They've come back. They've really kind of been struggling to replace him. New Mexico State comes in here at 3.5. A couple different things. This line has not moved, but yet the public 80% is on New Mexico. Evening Scumbags, what's up, Jabel? Do you like the Oilers tonight for NHL preseason? Let me see who's in goal. All right, Pickers in goal versus the Cord. So you're basically have both teams starting goaltenders. Yeah, I would take the Oilers. You get the Oilers at plus 145. A lot of the public, though, is on Seattle. Seattle comes in here actually playing the games at home. But again, I mean, this is preseason. Your better team, obviously, is the Oilers. But as long as the guys play that have been playing in the last couple of games, I don't see any notable. Let me see any notable injuries. Let me go to RotoWire. All right, let's see if there's anybody not playing tonight. The Hymenator is going to still be out. That's expected. All the other guys out. There's no big deal. Got a ton of guys out for Seattle. That's kind of the question there. I'll take the plus money. I'll go in on that with you. I'll do that for a half unit. I'll tell you on that. I'll take Edmonton in the plus money. Ford's a goal, but I'm perfectly fine. There's the Seattle's missing quite a lot. Edmonton has played pretty well in the preseason. On NHL, we'll take that for a half unit. So let's go. All right, Yankees get a runner on first. Like my fantasy starling here, Ben Rice. Definitely doesn't get all of that. Game I was really looking at this morning, since you were brought up hockey, is the Colorado Vegas game. Both teams come in here pretty well, playing really well in the preseason. You add some extra names. Really, no big addition for Colorado. You do get Martin Necas that does come in, but again, this is preseason. He's not going to play that much. Landeskog's back. Nushkin's back. Both of them didn't play last year. Do NHL teams know the main team are at this point? Do NHL teams know the main team are at this point? What do you mean? Like, who's the JW? I need you to try to figure out what you say. Do you understand? Like, they're trying to play their main guys at this point. I mean, the season starts next week. My fantasy hockey draft is on Sunday, so most guys this week are probably still getting typical ice time that you get in the preseason. Now, if you have a guy who generally gets 28 minutes, he's not getting 28 minutes tonight. He's probably getting 19 to 20. What I really liked in this game is Colorado's depth is still much better than the Golden Knights. He wants to know the top 4 teams in the NHL this year. Like, who's the main 4 lines? No, I don't think they have. Most teams know their 4 lines. I think they have the 4 lines they expect them to be. But rookies, free agents, guys like that can sometimes really kind of push that of what it's playing. So, but the top 3 lines, I would say, yes, are pretty solid. But the 4th line generally is still sometimes open for debate. On these 2 teams, Colorado and Vegas, obviously 2 veteran teams. Vegas added Mitch Marner, comes over from Toronto in the offseason. Colorado has Martin Necas, but you could actually say Colorado also adds Landeskog and Nushkin. It actually comes back this season. They didn't play very much or if at all last year. So that's going to be big for them. And I'm sure they're not going to get a ton of ice time based on the fact that obviously they're 2 guys who've kind of had the propensity to get injured, especially Landeskog. But yeah, I kind of look at the goalie situation here. Akira Schmidt is in for Vegas, not your typical number one contender. Scott Wedgwood's not your number one contender either. McKenzie Blackwood is your number one contender, who they picked up from San Jose. I expect him to have a very, very strong season for Colorado this year. I like Colorado this game, getting them with plus money. Kind of the way I'm going. You still have some big. You had the goaltender advantage, and I think you have a better offensive advantage. But Vegas's offense is still very good. Yeah. I know he was hurt. I thought he might have had one or two games. I'd have to check it. But I might be wrong on that. But I know he didn't really give any stats. So in 2024, he played 21 games. But yeah. But getting them back, I know he didn't play in the playoffs. And then Nushkin, according to this, played. I hit the wrong guy. Maybe I hit Valerie Nushkin the first time. All right, so sorry. Nushkin played 21 games last year. Yeah, Landeskog actually hasn't played since 2021. So getting him back in any kind of shape is obviously priority one for Colorado. All right, the Yankees got one man on, 2 outs. Austin Wells doing his best things. Yeah. All right, Station Play Entertainment. Appreciate it. Oh, here we go. We got a nice signal. Here we go. Another runner on. Let's get nice rally here for 2 outs. 2 men on, 2 outs. We'll take it. Let's go. Come on. Drive the men home. So I am taking Colorado. I can get that plus 100. Like I said, it's a preseason game, so it's only a half unit for me. But yeah, I definitely have no issue with taking Colorado tonight. All right. And we're going to get it. The manager comes out here. Let's go back to the Friday games, if there's anything I like Friday from college football wise. We were talking about the New Mexico San Jose game. I thought this was what I was starting to say. I thought this is very interesting that the line hasn't moved at all, but 80% of the money supposedly is on New Mexico. Thank you, Station Play. I try to do very well with live bets, especially football. Football's a little easier because you get a little more fun live bets. College NBA is also very fun to have to bet live bets with. Baseball, not as much. There's some very interesting situations. Sometimes you can come up, especially if you do DraftKings or FanDuel, which allows you to kind of bet sometimes a walk. Because sometimes you kind of situational see where a walk should happen. So betting a guy to walk is not a bad play. So that'll be it for Kelly. Let's see, who are they going to? Who's Boston going to here? Okay, that's it for Mats, and Zach Kelly comes in. That Boston's 4. Boston has used 5 pitchers already. I understand it's an all hands on deck, but do they realize they're up 1-0? Do I like Yamamoto strikeouts? If it's sitting at 6.5, I do. If they're giving you at 7.5, let me look at what it's at. The only issue you have to always wonder, and I would say caution this, is at 6.5, it's a minus 152. The Reds strike out a ton. They've got a lot of young players. They can hit for power, but they also do shift effort. The question I wonder in this game is how long of a leash does he have? They want to end this tonight. They don't want it to go anymore. They'd like to play Philadelphia with the least amount possible. I would just take the 6.5 and the Dodgers money line. That's what I would do. If you want to take the 8, have at it. He could get there. I just worry about the quick hook. He got 7 in his last 2. Yes, he's got 10 and 11 there, but those were playoff games. But granted, if the Dodgers mash up Littell like I expect them to do, then they'll probably leave him in there. So I mean, it's worth a shot if you want to sprinkle the 8. What are we getting on 8? Plus 124. I don't would want a bigger number. Yeah, that would be my only question is how long he sticks in there. Also, if they're getting him up early, they're not going to want to pitch him more than 6 innings, even if they're up. I just have a feeling they would just rather let's get the bullpen relaxed and we'll just sit there and save his arm for games that really matter. All right, Anthony Volpe is up. Got a full count, and he struck out. What a terrible swing there. Like a, oh, thanks kind of swing. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I could see the play at 8. I just can't get behind 8. I could get behind 6.5 in the Dodgers money line. But we'll see. I mean, I do expect the Dodgers to mash. I was going to play around and look at DraftKings to see if I can find home runs given up by the pitchers, because I know I can take hits given up, but I've never actually ever searched for home runs given up. Littell gives up a lot of home runs. He's a fly ball pitcher, and like I said, I expect them to mash. They don't expect Littell to be in there. His outs recorded is only 8.5, which tells you they expect him to go probably 3 innings or less. Earned runs allowed is over 1.5. Yeah, I would rather. I know I can do hits allowed, but I would rather just be able to get home runs allowed. Get a number on that. But apparently that is not available. Let me check some. One thing I do like at DraftKings is Shohei Ohtani or Teoscar Hernandez to hit a home run, minus 115. They're both going to get to face Littell at least once. Good chance you could get a decent number. I don't play a lot of home run plays just because it's kind of a pie in the sky bet. So I don't do a lot of just single home run plays. But they're not going to walk Ohtani to start the game. And he's going to get his at bat. So he's going to lead off. I mean, they absolutely crushed last night. I assume them to crush tonight. Teoscar had 2 home runs last night. Probably stays hot. All right, we go to the 7th. I'm shocked to see we're still looking at Carlos Rodon here. He's got 84 pitches. I know the Yankees bullpen is not great, but they've got some guys that's just been there before. I think Schittler plays a little bit more. He helps his bullpen out. Okay, can Littell get 3 strikeouts? I think Littell is chased early. So I played Littell under 3.5. I also played him with Dylan Cease under 6.5. So that already hit. So I'm closing out at under 3.5. So I'm not playing Littell strikeouts. I'm not surprised if Littell gets run in the first inning. So yeah, that's minus 115, AJ. which is what I like. You're not getting a plus money for home runs, but I'm getting two guys to have a chance of hitting home runs who are prolific home run hitters, especially in the playoffs. Teoscar just kind of goes to another level. Yeah. All right. Back to Friday. New Mexico, San Jose State. What I was trying to say, it's very, very fishy that 80% of the public money is on New Mexico, but the line hasn't moved. When that happens, you typically just take the home team here and just kind of hold your breath. It's not an official play, but it will be a play that I'm going to play probably in parlays. I'll take San Jose on the money line. You can get that at minus 135, so it's a pretty decent money line piece here. And I can't figure it out because on paper, New Mexico has been the better team, but I just can't look at those. Money pouring in on New Mexico, but the line's not moved at all. That just shows me something's fishy. So, or something I don't realize or I'm seeing. So, Colorado State, San Diego State. I don't like either of these teams, so I'm not betting on bad teams. But we will talk about this game. West Virginia and BYU. BYU blows up Deion Sanders last week. Kind of embarrassing. The kid Bachmeier is going to be a serviceable, it's probably going to be a very solid college quarterback. It's going to be probably a lot better than his brother. Runs a lot better than his brother as well. Yes, they did. They did. They had high expectations, but so far they haven't figured out how to replace the loss of Riley Nash. And that's been the big question. I'll roll with them at home here, but I'm going to take them on the money line. Probably in a parlay, probably throw them with off the top of my head, I don't know what I'll throw them with. I'll probably throw them in with some soccer play I do during the day, to be honest with you. That's probably the best way that I will look at this. Probably a Hoffenheim, FC Cologne, over 1.5 type deal. And I'll take them on the money line and get that around plus money. But I like this BYU team. I like Hank Bachmeier. Jace Roberts seems like he's been there since Clinton was president, but he's definitely a senior. He's a guy they go to in the clutch. West Virginia looks terrible. Rich Rodriguez's offense looks terrible. Rich Rodriguez's looks like this is going to be a very short stay in Morgantown. I like BYU. I'm going to lay the 3 touchdowns. I don't think I'll have any issue really hitting that. I'm also going to basically take the over in this game at 47.5. If I'm laying the touchdowns, I think BYU gets there. I'm going to look at the BYU team total on this game as well. Probably on a Chase Roberts anytime touchdown. Let me see what Chase Roberts' receiving yards is, because I'm probably going to play that as well. Let me go to, we'll just say somewhere else. So let's look at BYU. Receiving yards. 67.5. I will play that. I'll take Chase Roberts over 67.5 receiving yards as well. Let me put that in the banner. What are we doing in the game? All right, Reds got first and second. That's the end for Carlos Rodon. I told you they stuck him on way too long. Cruz is out of the bullpen here. There's a money line. Connie. There we go. Good play. All right, quick out. Massive blast to the pitcher. That gives us a free out. That's what we need. Let's get another double play and let's end this. San Jose State money line. BYU minus 19.5. Chase Rob over 63. All right. All right. Let's see. Hopefully, the Yankees can get out of this inning without getting scathed. Let me go ahead and take that shit. All right. So that's it for Friday night. I didn't look at the preseason NHL hockey on Friday, so I'm not going to talk about anything like that. Saturday morning, we get NBA preseason games. Once again, another 11 a.m. game, second game in Abu Dhabi plays. See who plays the first game in that game. And then that second game, some guys are probably going to be set. So it's the same as that component. So, all right. So what do you think about Yamamoto under 17.5 outs at plus 130? I think he goes 6. Again, that would be my thing. I think he goes 6. I don't think the Reds get him in trouble where he's not going to go 6 innings. I don't think the Dodgers really want him to go much more than that. So I can see where you're looking, say, hey, he's going to go 5, and then we're going to go to the bullpen. But again, the Dodgers bullpen, it hasn't been good. So I don't think they're going to stretch it out there. I think they'll take 6, and then they'll just shorten up the bullpen with 3 guys and hopefully get done. We got 2 outs here. Let's go Bruce. One more. All right. He throws that up to the kingdom come. Then we got Orlando and the new logo, which doesn't look much different than the old logo, but they got a new logo. Illinois, Purdue. I was dead wrong in Illinois last week, but this is a prime letdown spot. The only problem is I'm on Purdue win total under for the season, so I don't like Purdue. Shocked they already have 2 wins. So I get to worry about their every game from Purdue for here on out, so might not work out in my favor. The line has come down, and since it's dropped below 10 points, I'm actually going to stay on Illinois here. Personally, I'm going to take it at minus 9.5. But this is a prime letdown spot, so I'm a little worried on that. But I was just against Illinois. They looked great last week. Obviously, they're going to go on the road this week, not be at home, a little bit different. They were terrible in Indiana on the road, but I kind of feel like he's going to have his team ready to play in this game. They've got the better talent. They should be able to cover this just as long as their heads are in it. That's the only question. All right, Army has been extremely disappointed. Nothing that I've liked from Army. Oh, great play. Get down, get there. Now. All right, bases loaded here for the Red Sox. Crap. Ohio and Ball State has been kind of an interesting game to look at here. And what I kind of look at here is the points here. Minus 14, not something I really love. Though what I do kind of like in this game, and this game traditionally is scored, I like the over. We're going to start MAC action. We'll start to have MAC action pretty soon here on Wednesday night, so we'll have something live to nice to see. So anytime we get some action, that's always good to see. We'll be very heavy in the MAC, so we'll be watching some of these games there. I like Georgia to Thrub Kentucky minus 20.5. No issue at all laying the points with Kentucky. Wisconsin, Michigan. Wisconsin is terrible. But just because Wisconsin is terrible, it got absolutely dredged by Maryland. Do I want to take the Michigan team and lay 17.5? They probably get there, but it's not going to be a play on my card. Clemson, UNC, they must win for Clemson. UNC has not looked good at all. They've struggled versus good defenses. Clemson still has enough players to call them a good defense, even though they haven't played like a good defense. I think the Bill Belichick thing on record saying this is going to be very quick and short. I don't think he's the answer. All right, let's go. Let's go. And great, Trevor Story. Baseball just gets you in these moments, though. Boy, that pitch bounced 3 feet before it even got to home plate. Great stop there, but I believe that's Austin Wells. That's one way to change the eye level. High and inside now. Instead, you went right over the middle of the plate. Good news is he didn't get all of it. And that'll end the inning. Yankees get out of it. Let's go. Live here. Proves your bet. You threw that meat pizza right there. That should have been a grand slam. The only problem is he hit it to the deepest part of the park. That's the only thing you got out of there with. Oh, he should have killed that pitch. All right. Don't bring that guy back for the next inning. So I don't have an issue laying the 14 with Clemson, but I've been at Clemson all year and they've screwed me so many times. So it's not going to be a official play, but it will be a personal play for me because I will take it. I'll say how many times there. Kansas State, Baylor. Baylor's been a fun team to watch because they can score points. They beat up Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's not a bad team, but they gave up 27 points to Oklahoma State. That was very telling to me. They're going to come in here and play a much better team in Kansas State here, who's going to have no issue being able to put up points. Line 61.5. It opened up at 58.5. The line's crept up there. I probably think it probably about 62, 63 by the time we get to Saturday. I kind of take it either. I like the over in this game. Sawyer Robinson's been playing very nicely at quarterback here for Baylor. Basically, if you look at his stats, he's got every game this year. He's had 3 touchdowns or more. Hint, hint. Finally, something to bet because everyone looks at Baylor as a rushing team, but Robinson's throwing the football all around the yard. His receivers are doing really well. Josh Cameron is his number 1 receiver. Michael Trigg got hurt at the end of last game, so that will also add probably more targets to Cameron. Outstanding back in Bryson Washington, true sophomore. Got stuffed a little bit by Oklahoma State, but still had a nice 7 yards per carry average. He only had 10 carries. He got hurt in that game. So I like Sawyer Robinson to continue to throw the ball all over the yard. I'm looking at his touchdown passes, and let's see what we can get them at. So not a lot of guys are talking Sawyer Robinson, but he's just putting up stats. So we will take that. Take the over 2.5 touchdowns for Sawyer Robinson and be perfectly fine with that. Nothing at 1 o'clock. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. We can go probably till the 3 o'clock games. Arizona, Oklahoma State. Like I said, Oklahoma State's been playing better. They scored 27 points. That's the most their offense scored all year last week. You come to Oklahoma State, got trounced by Iowa State. Arizona was never in the ball game whatsoever. They come back. They're going to face a Oklahoma State team that's really reeling. Lines moved already 4 points. That's been the big issue in this game. Opened up at 16.5, moved to 20.5. Total hasn't really adjusted, but again, if Oklahoma State can provide some offense, now they played all 3 quarterbacks last week. If you weren't watching, I'm on the over 7.5, which I said pregame as well. So Yanks 2-run blast here would be really nice. We will take that without any shadow of a doubt. And that's the issue with this Arizona State game is I just can't get on a line that's moved 4 points. 4 points is a ton of points. Texas and Florida. Very interesting game as Texas goes to the swamp for the first time ever. Line 6.5. Over 41.5 is the line. I think the total is too small. I think Florida will actually put up some points here. Is it going to be a ton of points? No, but I think it'll be just enough. I like the over 41.5 here. I'm perfectly fine taking that at minus 105 with Texas and Florida play. I kind of lean Florida covering. Texas has not looked great. I think the Florida defense will look pretty good, make it very there. Hard to run. Wisner is actually questionable in this game. He hasn't played. He was out last week, but they played a cupcake, so it didn't matter. If he can't go, even if he can go, I don't find tremendous success versus Florida defense through the ground from this Texas offense. So it's going to have to be Arch. If you watched the game last time, DJ Lagway versus Miami did a good job of not turning it over. Kind of had a nice little drive there. They had a chance in that game. Then it kind of all went to shit. So, but yeah. Favorite play of the game, Notre Dame, Boise State. Boise State has kind of righted the ship. They've rebound from the very first game for South Florida where they looked awful. Granted, they played lesser competition, but their offense has started to get at least some confidence. Going into Notre Dame here, are they going to win the game? No. Are they going to cover the game at 20.5? Maybe. 20.5 is a long period. But what I love is the defense. And I think Notre Dame's defense is not that great. They'll give Boise State a chance to put some points on board. Because of that, I think Notre Dame scores probably in the 40s. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take the over at 62.5 in this game. So if you're wondering what the line opened up here, the line opened up at 63.5. So I can get below that key number of me of 63 in college football. And I have no problem going ahead and taking that bet right now. All right, take a step. Here we go. Bottom of the 7th. Garrett Whitlock has come on for Boston. As all hands are on deck here. And he strikes out the first. This is on to face the heart of the order. Aaron Judge is on. They will probably pitch to Judge. They're not going to probably pitch around him. Oh, it's Trent Grisham, sorry. Not Judge. I thought it was Judge. No. I was saying Judge. Okay. Maybe I just look it up. I do gotta say, why do all the Yankees guys have mustaches? You do stupid things you do in the postseason, grow a beard, all have mustaches. Are they all trying to look Italian? Is that their whole plan here? Like, here we got 9 Italian guys. Very interesting. The Chapman's already in the bullpen. Guess that's the face, the heart of the order. Yeah, very interesting. Chapman pitched last night. Obviously, it's going to pitch tonight. But we're in the 7th inning. There we go. Grisham down the line. This will at least be 2. And it's 2. He's in there for a double. 1 out, double. There we go. Trent Grisham. Let's go. Good luck tonight, fellas. All right, Stop Geo. What are you on? Right down the line. Caught up in the corner. All right. So what's someone's got to tell me. You've got Chapman warming up in the bottom of the seventh, but Whitlock has to pitch because he just came on, has to pitch to 3 guys, so he has to pitch to Aaron Judge. What's the point of having a Chapman on there? Runner on second, they're going to go after Judge. Yeah, not bad. He got fooled by that breaking ball. All right, we're watching some kid change his jacket. Try to put it on like a rally cap. This always takes too damn long to watch. Yep. Got the minus 106. We're holding here on the Yankees. And he watched 3 straight pitches, and Aaron Judge is down on strikes. Your best hitter. Got completely fooled. Not good, Aaron. That sliding pitch is just nuts. All right, Cody Bellinger up. And once again, it's another slot changeup, breaking ball pitch, and nobody's anywhere near it. Judge knew it too. Come on, Cody. Short right field porch. Ooh, that is. Oh. Hockey incoming hot and heavy. Yeah, we talked about that. I'm on Colorado. And then I tailed Edmonton with one of the viewers. Half units. It's only preseason. Yeah, I do it with soccer. I take goals action in soccer with props that I like in the NFL. And with Puka playing on Thursday, I've got a ton already closing on Puka at alt numbers. So. All right, Red Sox, get out of it. Shoot. We killed a double there. Got nothing out of it. All right, moving on back to college football. Very interesting game that a lot of people are not looking at. You have 4-0 Maryland playing Washington. Washington's 3-1. They've looked really nice. The number opened up at 7.5, moved down to 6.5. I kind of go the other way. I like Maryland at home. I'm going to take the home dog. I kind of wish I was getting the 7. That kind of shows where the kind of money I think is going. Washington money line getting 85% of the money. The spread, though, 67% coming in on Maryland. I wish I got the 7.5. I'll probably buy the half point, to be honest with you. But I like what Washington did versus Ohio State. But you had a big game versus Ohio State. In the end, you just didn't have enough offense. Maryland's played really well. Obviously, it's a question of who they've played. Wisconsin hasn't been that great. Towson, FAU, Northern Illinois, none of those teams are going to write home. But you have 2 big home games here that are probably going to determine your season. You got Washington, then you played Nebraska. Both games, if you can win, you play a crappy UCLA team. Then you play Indiana. You could be going into, like, with 1 loss or an undefeated Maryland team coming here and play with 2 straight road games, and then coming back home to play an Indiana team that could be undefeated. I like Maryland here, plus the points. No issue with there. Louisville and UVA. Louisville's defense is not great. Virginia's defense is not great. They can score points. Louisville could score points. This is a no-brainer. Take the over 61.5. Don't look back on this game. This game's probably going to fly in the 70s and 80s. I love this game. This game's already moved 2 points. Probably going to move another 2 points by game time. 63.5 would still not shy me away, but I'll take the 61.5 right now. Syracuse SMU. Oh, the kid replacing Steve Angeli it's going to take him some time. That's the issue in this game. But I'm not laying 17.5 with an SMU offense that doesn't look that great either. Vanderbilt and Alabama. Everyone's going to talk revenge games, but this game's in Tuscaloosa. If this game was in Vanderbilt, yeah, you can sit there and talk to revenge game. Vanderbilt can score. Diego Pavia has an underrated backfield very nicely. I think Vanderbilt is live in this game. Maybe not to win this, but I think the 10.5 is probably very nice. The line opened at 13.5, dropped immediately to 10.5. Most of the money is in on for Vanderbilt plus the 10.5. Obviously, at the money line, they're in Alabama. 93% of the money on the money line. A lot of people are on the under. I'm actually hoping this continues to drop. This is another game that's a little kind of fishy. 79% of the money is on the under. Why hasn't the total dropped? You have 79% on the under. So why hasn't the total dropped? Totals remained at 55.5. I think Diego Pava and Vanderbilt puts up 20 plus points. I think Alabama puts up probably 28, 35 points there. And I think this goes over 55.5. So I think we'll get the 35.5, the 55.5. I think this is one of those games. Again, you see the money all coming on the under, but the line hasn't changed. It kind of lets you know the books may know something. So I'm going to take the over, and I'll be perfectly fine with that in this game. Penn State versus UCLA, with the worst team in the Big Ten is UCLA. Nico, whatever, I never can pronounce his name. Nico I. It's been terrible. 204 yards rushing here coming into the game, 788 passing, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Nothing to write home. Not that Drew Allar's been any better. 763, 6-2. But this game is all based on the run game. UCLA cannot stop the run. Should have no issue from a defensive standpoint, running all over the 131st best rush defense. Penn State rolls here. Do they roll at 24 points? That's the question. James Franklin doesn't really tend to run up the score in these. Obviously, you just lost a heartbreaker to Oregon. Got Northwestern, got Iowa. You got Ohio State and Indiana on deck. I'm not sure they really run up the points in a cross-country matchup with them flying all the way to California. If this was at home, I'm sure they run up the points. All right, Red Sox with the leadoff single. Not what we want to see. Oh, great. Devin Williams is good. This guy's been terrible all year for the Yankees. A once great pitcher has been just a shell of himself. Eight low, pinch hitting here. That ends Romeo Gonzalez's night. Hey, Nanya. Yeah, it's we're trying to do our best here. It's a pretty slow card here, obviously, tonight. I don't think the satchel is required inside. Yeah. Kind of agree. Oh, you're talking about my arm thing? I had shoulder surgery, so it is required. So Double play. There we go, Yankees. Let's go. So far this Sunday, I'm in a teaser. You're taking the Lions -2.5 and the Cardinals -2.5. Okay. I'll be honest, I haven't even looked at NFL, so I couldn't tell you who they're playing. Oh, come on. You're playing Cincinnati. Yeah, I'm in a full heavy sling with a big pillow on the bottom. So, yeah, I've got 3 more weeks of this. So that's why it takes me. I type some things. Yeah, yeah. That's what I hear. I hear it's the 6 weeks after this one when I kind of start kind of the rehab. Right now, the only thing I can do is like arm hangs. That and my arm has to stay at when it's out of the sling, it has to stay at 90 degrees, kind of straightforward, as if I was shaking my hand with my elbow locked to my side. So, I'm just waiting for the time where I stop feeling pain. So hopefully that day's coming. Next week is kind of what I'm being told. So Detroit -2.5. Okay, you're going on a limb for that one, but stop Gio. I like that. I think the Cincinnati team is terrible. There were some rumors. I couldn't actually have some time to substantiate it, but there were some conversations with Cleveland to see if they were interested in trading Shador. I would think that would have been very interesting if those happened to be true. Like I said, I'm not sure they were true or not. But that would have been very interesting because Browning has looked good in the past, but he looks lost. And all you're doing is making Jamar Chase mad. And then you're just feeding Chase for no apparent reason. I mean, that's why Chase got the last 2 targets in the end of the game when they were down, 20? Who would want Shador? Well, again, you haven't seen anything from Jake Browning that has shown that he could do anything. If you're trying to give your fan base something maybe to cheer for, maybe you throw a rookie quarterback in there that there, boy, struck him out. Good pitch there, Devin. He lost the bat. The bat went to probably about third base. Yep. So who's your other teaser that you had in there? That is probably the best line you could say. Is I'm not thinking overbetting. Overbetting sometimes in the NFL kills me. I will honestly sit there and say, you got 10 games, or you like this, you like that. Sometimes the easiest thing is right there sitting in front of you. Just take that, walk away, put more money on that. And sometimes and me as a volume bettor, that's one of the hardest things I have trouble doing. There's so many things I always like. And I sit there and I look and see what's there. The Cardinals -2.5. I was trying to see who they were playing. Oh, they're playing Tennessee. Ooh, that one I don't like. Okay. I mean, I could see it. I can see why you're on the Cardinals -2.5. I question whether this Tennessee team is kind of pesky. That's kind of the question I would have. I kind of would be more on taking Indy at money line or a -0.5. That would be my second leg, or taking Houston right now up against Cooper Rush and the replacement Ravens. Houston still has a defense. As long as that defense can stop Derrick Henry, that team's in trouble. So it will be no Lamar. It's going to probably be no Lamar for 2 to 3 weeks. He hasn't practiced. They haven't come out and said that, but the coach also said that. So why would I say how long he's going to be out if I want the other team to prepare for him? So, yeah. So there's no chance Lamar plays. None. Zero. Yeah. I've been so busy this year with showing in the PSR contest. I dropped 1 and 4 a week. It fell back in the stands, but I'm coming for him. Okay. Yeah, I want to do the VSiN contest, and I haven't had a chance to do it. I just find other things to do at times, and I should do it. So, Yeah, I would be leaning on my heavy favorites that I would take to win. I like Houston to win. You're getting them. You get them with four plus 4.5. I know you'd never tease through zero. Okay, I'm gonna flat out tell you I tease through zero. I'm just gonna tell you that. But again, we're in the day and age that it's really not even a teaser. Because of FanDuel, DraftKings versus the old days they used to have, you used to be stuck with, okay, I choose 6.5, and that's my point. Now I can turn around. I can take Houston at 3.5, which is technically not teasing through zero because I'm taking that at minus 5 points. And then on the other side, I could take the -7 off that Detroit game and put that at -2.5. Okay, to me, I'm going to end up probably with the same number, very same number teaser that I'd have. So if I want to go to 4.5, I can go to 4.5 in the Houston, but I would go to 3.5 and be perfectly fine with that. But again, I mean, it is the NFL. We've seen plenty of times where backups come in and win football games, and Houston isn't a must-win football game. That's kind of why I really like them. They're not going to overlook the Ravens here. To them, this is going to be, they've got to come out and get a win. Still tied up 3-3, bottom of the 8th here. Whitlock's still in. Ooh, the bat. It hits Adam Eden. Yeah, he got run. That's a nice little bruise. He's going to look at his catcher and say, come on, Narvaez, you've got to hold on to the. I will tell you, the Yankees can't hit sliders. Whitlock is throwing sliders, and I don't think the Yankees have touched one of them. What's up, Gerardo? What are you doing in soccer night? I didn't even look at the Brazil games, but I know they started at 8:30. Botafogo is kind of where I was leaning to go with. I know they're playing Bahia, is generally a pretty good team with them. They both play each other pretty close. I was either thinking of taking them on the draw no bet or taking them on the both teams to score. Yeah, I've got the Dodgers -1.5 as well. We're sweating out this Yankee game. We're going through the college card. I think I'm gonna. What can I get both teams to score on, Gerardo? One away. All right, so you're with me, and you're leaning to Botafogo as well. Like I said, I also lean to both teams to score. Let me see what we got live on those. We're looking at Brazilian Serie A soccer. Botafogo's -102. Both teams to score is -115. All right, we have a Chaz Chisholm sighting. 0 for 3 tonight. We do not have a Chaz Chisholm hitting the baseball at all. Yeah, I'll take the -102 and the Botafogo. I took the both teams to score personally as well. But we'll take Botafogo money line. We'll throw that to the show. The league game going on too, isn't there? Oh, it's USA Open Cup. I never look at that at all. No, Nashville's up 1. Probably my boy Sam Surridge has probably scored. He's not playing yet. No, he is playing. Damian. We get Mr. Sam Surridge. Get a decent number on him yet? I'm gonna throw some popcorn money on Sam Surridge to score +180. I'll take that for $5. Just for fun. I like Sam Surridge. All right, Chaz, there you go. Get yourself on base. All right, this is my only question. We had Aroldis Chapman warming up in the 7th inning. Has he still been warming up this whole time? All right, now I'll add this. Palmeiras wins easy. Everybody else goes both to score in that division. Oh. All right. Moving on. College football plays. We got to 3:30 games. We talked about Alabama, Vanderbilt last. We talked about Penn State, UCLA. Every time I take Coastal to get killed, they don't get killed. That's the one thing that worries me. The other thing that worries me, this line was 14. It's now 20.5. So it makes it unplayable. If you could have got it at 14, it was definitely highly playable. Old Dominion's going to win the game. They're probably going to win by 3 touchdowns, but I would have rather took the 14 the 20.5. 20.5, there's no more value on it. Texas Tech and Houston. Another game. This line's going 8.5 versus 10.5. Texas Tech has an outstanding defense. Something you'd never actually hear the words in the old timers would actually say. They're 11th best in the country overall. You take a Houston team that's struggling to figure out what they're doing on offense. Connor Weigman has been taking care of the football, decent yards, really great run. Got a big win last week coming off. They're going to step up here in defense, though. Playing Oregon State, who's yet to win a game, and winning it by 3 points in overtime, is then turning around and playing Texas Tech, is a different team. This team has bought a lot of players. They've now meshed together. They're 4-0. I'm taking Texas Tech minus the 10.5. What was the soccer bet, Flea? We're taking Botafogo money line. Brazilian Serie A. The game's already started. It's 0-0. It's about 5 minutes in. Yeah, please smash the like button. The other way you could show me some love. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on TikTok. Whatever ways those I appreciate it as well. Follow me on YouTube. Any of those things. I don't post YouTube videos, but I do join the show. Sports Kids probably pre-gaming hiatus. I hope so. I will tell you Monday night was interesting. We'll just go with that. Hopefully everything was worked out. So, all right, now the game everybody wants to talk about, especially with me, and I'm going to go in a way that people aren't going to like, even with me. I'm on pre-flop because I took it early. I'm taking the points with FSU. Do I think they win the game? No. But I've gone through about, in my lifetime, 45 of these games. Let's go. Down the line. Fair ball. Bounces around. Chaz comes around. He scores. 4-3. Yankees take the lead. Let's go. Yeah, I gave the -1.5 early. I gave the home run for Teoscar Ohtani. You can get that DraftKings at -115. Either player to hit a home run. What's up, Jump Shot? Now, Jump Shot's the hockey guy, so let me see what he likes tonight. I'll probably have to have Jump Shot on during the hockey season. He's a very good hockey handicapper as well. Now, obviously, we're not talking Detroit or Cleveland Indians here. He was probably upset that I gave the Indians to win the series, but I gave that in order to hedge tomorrow, so I'm going to get guaranteed a unit. So yeah. All right, Yankees up 1. We're in the 8th. Let's go. Jump shot. What do you like on hockey tonight? We're leaning. We have taken the Edmonton Oilers, and I've taken the Colorado Avalanches in a half unit. Is there anything in particular you like, or have you even looked at it? Oh, another base hit. Let's go. Come on, let's get an insurance run. 2 men on, 2 outs. Let's go. Nice rally. Haven't looked at it, but will now. All right, thanks, Jump Shot. Let me know what you think. Saturday. So Miami, FSU. I'm an FSU plus 7.5. I think the game is close. I think FSU is going to attack Miami in a way that's been different because if they're smart, and I think they are, and Gus Malzahn is, if you tacked Alabama, you tacked Alabama on the edge. That's how you did. They got it to their speed guys on the edge. Everything was off tackle. It's there. Florida, for whatever reason, kept on going between the tackles. No idea whatsoever why they kept on doing that. But when they finally started going outside, they started to actually move the football. I think from the get-go, Alabama attacks them from the edge. I think this game is close. I think Miami wins this game close. Probably 4 points would be my guess. Everyone wants to say a late field goal, but the Miami kicker is cringe. It's a guy who's kicked under 50% as a field goal kicker in college. But lately, for Florida, he's hit a couple kicks, which was good to see. Hopefully, he won't have any problem in Doak. That's a different environment from playing the game in Hard Rock. The game's in Doak. That's a big thing. The other thing I like in this game, and people aren't talking about it, it's the same way. I think FSU puts points. I think Miami puts points. I think FSU showed versus Virginia that their defense has some weak areas. I think Carson Beck will be able to stand up as long as they don't play really, really conservative football. I like the over 53.5 here in this game. So I see the score being something like 33-27, something in that range. So, yep. Oh, it's now 7.5, 8.5 at books. I mean, it was 6.5 to start the morning, and yesterday it moved to 7 pre-stop. So, but that was all waiting on Brock Purdy. Then you're also waiting on the Juwan Jennings news, which doesn't look like he's going to go. So, Pearsall's still going to be a game time decision. All right, we got bases loaded Yankees here. That'll be it probably for Garrett Whitlock. We're going to go to Aroldis Chapman. All right, guys. I like Aroldis there, but he has no idea where this pitch is going. He roars back and just fires. Don't swing and walk in. That's my advice always with Aroldis Chapman. Ohio State's playing Minnesota. Minnesota's actually 3-1. Ohio State's defense, so we'll keep them up to the game. Duke versus Cal late, nothing to play. Tulsa versus Memphis. This traditionally is a pretty close game. The line's actually starting to move down towards Memphis. The under's actually been moving at 56.5. We've dropped 1.5. No play on this game. So talked a little bit about, I'm on both teams to score. No in the Botafogo game. All right, Fernando. Going head-to-head against me. All right. That's my personal play, but we'll see. Both teams are pretty good offenses there. I actually could see plenty of goals. I could see the game going either way, but I like Botafogo. It's games at home. So. You got a guy I used to bet all the time when he was in Fiorentino and Arthur Cabral playing up top. So definitely should be a very interesting game. Basically, a battle of two veterans up top. Both teams can score. Both teams are even in standings. Very similar in goals scored, goals against. Bahia gives up a little bit more. That's kind of where I think why Botafogo is kind of the way to go in this game. So we'll see. There's my Dodgers. I dropped it in the post tab for all. Drop it. Okay. Zach Littell over 1.5 earned runs. Zach Littell under 14.5. Okay. All right. I mean, I think Littell's going to be run. I've got the under 3.5 strikeouts closing a parlay. I think Dodgers are going to hit a couple home runs here in the first or second inning. The Cincy team total over is what I kind of question with Yamamoto, but they were able to score last night, and there are some hitters still on this lineup. So, all right, let's go. Bases loaded. Let's get an insurance run, Trent. Another hit right down the line would be nice. They did not go to Chapman here. Interesting. So they warmed Chapman up in the 7th inning. And was it a fact that basically they warmed him up too early? And they're just going to save him for tomorrow night? What it looks like. Right on. Oh, it's going to be so crazy once we get there. So, all right. Jump shot jumping in here with a hockey play. Vancouver, Calgary under 6. Rostov is in. Lakinen's in as goalie. Okay. Every game from Calgary has gone under 6 in the preseason so far. Only 2 games for Vancouver have gone over. Okay. I'll tell that. If you're hearing some things in the background, that's my son. He's doing a Rocket League tournament. He's nationally ranked, so. All right, they get out of the inning. This is it. Top of the 9th. Which closer do they go to? All right, jump shot. I'll jump it on there as soon as I can figure out where hockey is again. All right, there's hockey. Under 6. Where'd you find the under 6? Oh, MGM. Thanks. Appreciate that. FanDuel has a 5.5, by the way. FanDuel's hockey lines are generally not the best. I will tell you though, finding BetMGM promos, I generally bet them and then I can see the promo afterwards. That's the only thing that sucks. Like, oh, I could have got a promo on that. Oh, I could have got a promo on that. All right. So under 6, minus 110. I'm good with that. Boom. We'll hit that. Okay, so you think they'll squeeze 1 or 2 off Yamamoto and squeeze it in right? All right, I'll take the under 6. I'm with you on this at BetMGM. So, Jump Shot, you ready for the draft on Sunday? You're probably still more up to date than I am. I'm still. I have been reading though. I've been in the lab. I've been looking to see what's there. I see Martin Neckes is now on. Has changed teams. He's on Colorado, and I see Landeskog is actually going to play this year, so that's positive. See the changes that are in Tampa, and so we're starting the lineups. I'll be ready to go by Sunday. Looking at who the hot rookies are. Obviously, I caught Celebrini last year, so that was pretty good. And obviously, my pickup of Mackenzie Blackwood was massive. Led me to title. All right. We are in the top of the 9th, trying to come home a Yankees minus 106. We've got 3 outs to do it. Yankees trying to stay alive for their postseason dreams. And this ump isn't giving anything outside. Now, granted, that was a ball anyway, but still, anything outside, he doesn't give on either edge. So at least he's consistent, though. David Bednar, the old Pirates closer, is the guy they call in. Close this out. I'm wondering who they've got left. Still got Duvall. Still got Leiter. You got Luke Weaver you could go to. So I'm not sure they're going to put him in this high pressure situation, but if you got the extras, that's essentially kind of probably one of the guys they'd go to. And you still got the kid, Schlittler. That's kind of who I would go to. He could pitch multiple innings. Bednar cannot find the strike zone so far. Just trying to stay away from Bobby Abreu. Full count. These fans are losing their hair. And he strikes him out on the high heat. One away, 2 more to go. Let's go. Botafogo's on the board. 1-0. Botafogo. Goal scored by Santiago Rodriguez, who comes over by MLS. Very good player for New York City FC. 13 goals last year for New York City FC. I'm doing my research on defensemen. Still looks like another rough Red Wing season. Yeah, I'm not going to doubt that. I looked at that as well. I kind of was like, okay. Still got the kids though, but it's kind of surprised that your kids have kind of grown up now and you still haven't really competed yet. So. And Moritz Sider's still there. You add Eric Gustafson. Travis Harmonic comes over from the Islanders. In Ottawa last year, so that's an interesting. Adding John Gibson, though, a goalie, could be a really, really sneaky move for you guys. You finally get a much better goalie than what you've had in past couple of years. Larkin's still there. DeBrinket's still there. Maybe Andrew Kopp finally kind of give you something. You've got a couple of young kids waiting in the wings, too, that you're waiting to pull up. So there, and Riemsdyk is if he can be healthy and return to form. But kind of surprised at 36 that he's still hanging on here. But yeah. I mean, still running on Patrick Kane out there. All right, so Botafogo is on the board. If you tailed, we're up 1-0. Lots of game left. 28 minutes in. First substitution for Bahia. (1-1) in Austin and Nashville. He finally called a called strike on the corner. He has not called a called strike on the box in the last 3 innings. He calls it this time. It's right on the corner. Yeah. I mean, the only problem with Gibson, obviously, is his age and whether he can stay healthy. Yeah, they showed Littell's outs at 8.5. Yeah, they don't expect him to go more than 3 innings. Like, I was trying to find a book that was going to give me home runs allowed. That's what I was trying to bet. Because I think he's going to allow at least 2 home runs tonight. If anybody knows a book out there that gives me pitchers home runs allowed, I would bet that. Tell me the name of the book. I know we have pitcher earned runs, but I want to get a better number by betting home runs allowed. Right at the wall. That's it. Yankees win. Yankees win. Yankees win. Ring that bell. All right, live play. Yankees money line comes through. Let's go. Minus 106. There will be a game 3. Let's go. Yeah, because if Littell gets into any damage here, he's going to get yanked. That's it. So I see earned runs allowed, but I want a better number. So I mean, Littell, I can get earned runs allowed is a 1.5. So they're really basically saying they think if he gets into any kind of trouble, he's out. And for that reason, I mean, though the one thing that really surprises me, they think Littell's going to get a big hook, but MGM's running first inning run, either team to score at plus 100. So if you want to go for the Yerfie, you're actually getting a pretty decent number on it. So I think he's going to get dealt quick. That's probably something to look at. DraftKings, that number is going to be like minus 150. The GM's got it at plus 100. I think they're on him right in the. What is it at FanDuel? Let me look. I mean, Dodgers to win the first inning is plus 190. I have a premium play in this game too that is up. Actually, it's either a premium or free play. Let me see what it was. I keep forgetting. Yeah, it's a free play in this game that I have up on my winnable. So it's the one thing kind of we haven't talked about. So total home runs in this game is 2.5. I may have to nibble that. You had 2.5 last night by the third inning. Yeah. Bet Dodgers score in the first or win the first inning. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, we're all expecting Yamamoto to be lights out here. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can bet Dodgers to win the first inning at plus 180. I nibbled that a little. Here we go. On the Dodger Stadium. We'll probably watch the first 3 innings of this, guys, and I'm probably going to call it a night because we'll go through the NFL as well and just go Big Blue. All right. I could say, is that Michigan? Assume it's Michigan because it's Big Blue. Never seen it with a heart before. That's really nice. All right, the Yankees money line comes through a lot better than the Cubs money line does. The over does not hit if you were in that. Just on the cusp and then nothing. And Yamamoto 7 strikeouts and the Dodgers money line as a personal play. We've got hockey getting ready to start off. We've now have 3 hockey plays. We've got Colorado, we've got Edmonton, and we're going to play the under 6, given it to our boy man from Jump Shot. In the Edmonton-Seattle game. That game starts at 10 o'clock, so we got an hour. They were smashing, which I thought the Dodgers would come to life. Postseason. Now it's time to play. Eight home runs last night. Not that normally, hey, teams that hit massive number of home runs hit massive number of home runs the next game. But there's some really good numbers for you to take if you want to like try to retire. Like a tiny 2 home runs. That's 2 home runs. I mean, get to the plus 49,000 pretty easy. Plant based is saying Red Sox should have won that. Possibly. They had their chances. I mean, that bases loaded that they had was the biggest thing to give them a chance to really win that. When they didn't come through from there, that really opened up the door for the Yankees. It is kind of fun. The hits, runs, RBIs for like every guy is like 3. Like, well, yeah, we expect this to be a close game, but yeah, we want you to bet hits, runs, RBIs for everything at 3, over 2.5. Keep in mind, Philly fans, they're doing this without Will Smith. Will Smith is supposed to be back. Other high-powered bat that they've got. I think that Dodger Philly thing is going to be so great. Winner basically goes to the World Series. They had 2 on, no outs. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely had their chance. I mean, but that's baseball. You can get a guy, they got the big strikeout, which was, they got the big, massive blast to the pitcher for the first out. And then being able to get the double play. But they've got the double play 2 straight innings. Red Sox had their chances. Only question you wonder, obviously, you use Garrett Whitlock. He's not going to pitch tomorrow. So the one thing for the Red Sox favor, they were able not to use their closer. So they'll have him available, Aroldis Chapman, for tomorrow. Game's a 6 o'clock game. No one will be watching because everybody will be watching the football disaster. But yeah, you're gonna have Schitler is starting to pitch first early. Really? Both teams are gonna throw out 2 rookies. That's the expected starting pitching. I like Schitler. I rode Schitler to a fantasy title here in baseball, so I have no issue with Schitler. I kept on picking him up every week. All right, there's Yamamoto for his first pitch. TJ Friedel is nowhere near it. Said I'm going to try to go 3 innings, but I'm not sure I'm going to make it to 3. Yanks minus 147. Yeah, I would lean Yanks. I mean, not that like you have any backing to say, hey, Schindler's a better pitcher, but throughout the season, Schindler was the better pitcher. I mean, yes, kind of early has the better ERA, but he pitched 4 innings. I mean, look at Teoscar. He's just playing around. Enrique Hernandez, sorry. But I like Schindler down the stretch. Yes, he has a slightly more ERA, but he pitched a lot more games. Especially down the stretch, he started to look a lot better. Neither of these guys are going to probably make it to the 3rd inning. This is definitely going to be a bullpen type game. Hey, walk Spencer Steer. Come on, Yamamoto. Not the start we wanted here. Get the first out that he hit by pitch. Yeah, they know most of the money was going to be at the Yankees. They're really going to have it. Mikey, you still there? So I was creating today. I was messing around, and I was programming a horse race to replace the duck race. That's more in line with razors. So we have a 20 field, 25 horse race versus a duck race. I've almost got it. I'll probably have it by next week. I've got it working now. I'm just running testing and just making it look cooler. Oh. All right, 101 people hit the like and subscriber. I have no way to see the like and subscriber number. I have to go on YouTube. Yeah, it should be pretty cool. It'll be a little bit more nice there, a little more random. I'm trying to make it work so it actually gives commentary, but that's taking a little bit longer program. So, but I'll let you know we see it. Should have it in like a week or two. So. I know the free thing they use, they can't use it over 10 people. So I just said, hey, I'll create one that'll work up to 30. And I can expand that if I need to, since I. All right, double play. Nope, gets one. Hustling down the line. Low roller, bat broke. 2 outs. The whole thing I'm looking for in this game is the Dodgers at bat. That's it. I'm not even worried about the Reds at bat. We'll say there's a lot of pitches there from Yamamoto that are right there in the sweet spot. Not sure I would want to be dead set. Different up this game. Outside corner. I was outside the zone, called the strike. All right, so let's ask the bank question. We know what's coming next year. You're going to have a challenge system on balls and strikes. How do you feel about that? Because it is definitely coming next year. A lazy fly ball, can of corn, and he drops it. Teoscar with the air. Got to put a runner on third. First and third at a can of corn, and Teoscar Drops it. All right, Tasker. What are they looking challenging? Second and third now, 2 outs. E9 on Teoscar Hernandez. Helping out Mikey's bet here. Try to get the Reds a run. Not helping out my bet for the Dodgers to win the inning. Sal Stewart up. Yamamoto just snuck that in there. There you go. Right after this guy. Let's go. 0-2. What the world is Teoscar doing? Yeah, that's the question, but it should be right away. Should be instantaneous. Hey, we're going to challenge that. Does it strike? I mean, they use it in the minor leagues and it's fast. But since they did it in the minors now for 2 straight years, you know it's coming to Major League Baseball, and you know it's coming for there because all these everything they show whether it's a strike or not. So they know after the end of the game, you're either going to be mad at the manager or not because the baseball Major League app showed it was a strike. Fox showed it was a strike. ESPN showed it was a strike. Yeah, it should be a decrease of massive ejections. I could see that, yeah. You don't like it when they say they're 6 inches away, 8 inches away? And Cincinnati's on the board. They're down 2-0 already. 2-0. Not the start we wanted for Yamamoto. Thanks to Teoscar. Always happens. Whenever I take a money line ending the night, ending the day in something, that heavy guy never wins. That Stewart, come on. Yeah, but if you actually look into how inaccurate the chain gain is, it's we're kind of just guessing where that first chain goes down. Probably several inches off every single time. Because the ball lands, okay, say the ball lands on the 20.5 yard line. The chain is moving to the 20.5 and approximately setting it there. And then the chain was 10 yards long. So there's like, okay, well, we're around the right thing. But you're probably realistically, probably a half inch or a couple inches, either short or long on either time. Now, hey, you just eliminated the chain, so don't have to worry about it. And the 2 posts are automatically saying it's 10 yards. So until they put a marker in the tip of the ball and in the tip of the other ball, tip of the front and the back of the ball, which is what they should do, and then that automatically then links up with the chain and goes, hey, that's past where that went. So you want me to tell me the biggest thing I hate at the NFL has nothing to do with the change, it has to do with the offensive lineman, not the push tush, but just pushing guys down the field. In college and in the NFL, it's an absolute joke. Now I can't complain because Miami's whole offense is predicated basically on the offensive lineman picking up the guy and pushing him 7 yards forward after he runs forward. But it's just a joke. It's guys are completely stopped and then they're like, oh, look at him drive his legs. Yeah, from the tackle and the guard driving his legs. Has very little to do with the running back. All right, Yamamoto on another full count here to Eli De La Cruz, who I actually love. And he struck out. Eric Davis wannabe as struck out. He's a lot faster than Eric Davis. So. All right, this is what we waited for. Let's go, Dodgers. Let's end the speculation real early. Let's go yard. We need 3 here. All right, we do have a goal in the Vancouver-Calgary game. 1-0 goal scored by Brock Bowser. Assisted by Quinn Hughes and Drew O'Connor. All right. As long as they can hold off 5 more, that's good. We're at halftime, and Botafogo's up 1-0. 52 minutes. Austin and Nashville are still tied 1-1. That's the only thing going on right now in the world of pro sports. Pittsburgh is beating Buffalo 4-2. 9 minutes to go. Oh. All right, so let's talk NFL on Sunday. You guys already told me kind of some teasers. I said the teasers I like are Houston, Indianapolis, and I would take the Detroit teaser. I do like that. Minnesota Cleveland's going to be a very interesting game. If you have not heard, it will be Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel will get the start here, with George Sanders backing him up. So looks like the move has been made to move on from Joe Flacco. So now, granted, their offensive line sucks, so I don't even think either quarterback right there is going to help. But Gabriel does have more escapability, so he should be able to extend some plays. But yeah, he does get the ball off. He reads defenses pretty well, hits his back foot, generally gets the ball off right away. Not a real big down the field passer, but should be able to have some success against this Vikings defense. Though it'll be interesting because we know Coach Cox likes to send some exotic blitzes. They got to stay in Europe for 2 weeks in a row now. So this will be their second week in Europe, and he will definitely have something prepared for Mr. Dylan Gabriel. But you probably still see some quarterback runs, something you haven't seen from Joe Flacco, even though Quinton Judkins has looked pretty good. It should be a kind of interesting game. No play at me at all, but that defense is still exceptional. It'll be interesting to see that going against with Carson Wentz. I'm probably going to take Wentz to throw an interception. But I won't take any of the Viking stuff because that Cleveland defense is normally one I try to stay away from. Maybe Jordan Mason rushing yards, maybe. Or probably his passing yards, to be flat out honest with you. Houston, Baltimore. There will be no Lamar Jackson. There's probably no Roquan Smith. But what a lot of people haven't also figured out is Nico Collins is questionable too. All right, Ohtani rolls one to first base. This is not going to get it done. 0 for 1. So if Nico Collins is out of that Houston offense, this could be a dreadful game. Kyle Hamilton's questionable in there. Awuzie, who's actually probably been their best corner, is actually his hamstring as well. No one's talking about that. Marlon Humphrey will not play. He's not going to go. Lamar Jackson is not going to go. We've talked about that as well. Ronnie Stanley is questionable in this game. I said Roquan Smith is probably not going to go. Kyle Van Dorn may go in this game, but who cares? Des Walker is questionable in this game too. It's surprising he got hurt because he plays like 3 snaps a game. Nate Wiggins, their outstanding young rookie cornerback. Well, maybe outstanding high thing, but he's been playing well, is also questionable. So I lean Houston, but I would make sure Nico the Freako is actually going. Miami, Carolina, no Tyreek Hill. He's probably the happiest guy in Miami. All right, there we go. Base hit, maybe a double. Into the corner, into left field. Mookie moving around. Mookie doing Mookie things with the double. Stand up double. Let's go, Mooks. All right, there we go, Dodgers. Let's go. Bonnie didn't go. This will be a very interesting game for Miami versus Carolina. Carolina, after looking good versus Atlanta, has looked like dog shit the next two games. Patriots were all over them all game. This is a game where you get to return home. That's the game they won versus the Falcons. Tua still has Waddle. Tua still has Jalen Waller. They've added Michael Wilson comes back over from, they've grabbed him off the practice squad from the Saints this week. Speed guy who's been there for a couple of years before. So I kind of want to take the Dolphins here at -1.5. That's kind of where I want to go. But right now I'm kind of staying off. Las Vegas Indy, the breakout game, player of the week. Ashton Genty is not going to be the player of the week this week. You look at that game, their offensive line still sucks. Colts defense is much improved. The Raiders can't stop a nosebleed rushing the football. It's going to be a giant day for Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor should have no issue kind of running against this team. Offense is top 5 in every category. They'll cover the -7. They're my favorite teaser piece. Another strikeout here. Raymond right through, looks at a pitch, right flat, a little bit high, but right dead center. Giants and Saints. All right, we've got Tim Tebow versus Spencer Rattler. Take Jackson Dart's rush yards. Takes Cam Scatterbo's rush yards. Take Cam Scatterbo over 5 yards every series. Kind of where I would look to go with this. I think it's going to be kind of a boring game. Unbeknownst to anybody, because no one's paying attention since, Kamara's actually looked really good. He's got 256 yards rushing. The Giants' defense is pretty good. So their ability to stop the run will determine this game. And the Dodgers go grand runner at second, and that's it. Reds win the first. And to 1, Littell actually gets through 1. We go to the second. Dallas and the Jets. CeeDee Lamb's already out for this game, already declared. Not going to happen. I like Dallas here. I think they'll be able to stop Justin Fields rushing the ball. Tons of injuries on this Jets team. Braylon Allen definitely probably not going to go. It's going to be Isaiah Davis. On his team, you can't beat the Dolphins. You're not going to beat Dallas. Dallas has more offense than the Dolphins. A little more defensive players as well. So I like Dallas here. Am I laying 2.5 for him? Probably not. Take my money line or some kind of teaser with some points. Yeah, probably. Broncos Phillies, an interesting game because Philly really hasn't done squat. Rushing for under 3 yards to carry. Jalen Hurts rushing is the only thing that's been consistent. Woody Marks is the spot. Yes, I agree with that. I picked up Woody Marks in a lot of leagues. I thought Woody Marks the week before last showed that he was going to take over the spot. He will probably officially take over the spot this week. Has the most carries. I definitely like Woody Marks all-purpose yards as well as his rushing yards. I agree with that. I'd really basically be looking at Jalen Hurts numbers here for there. He got 237 yards for Barkley, yet to go over 100, yet to go over 90. Don't think it's going to happen against the Denver defense. They are acceptable a little bit to the air. The one thing, though, I would kind of look in this game, A.J. Brown's cryptic tweet, when he throws out that stupid tweet, the next week he gets all the receptions. He's going to get over 6.5 receptions in this game. They're going to force feed him. He'll probably catch some stupid screen passes, some stupid end around, something like that to force AJ Brown the ball. I said AJ Green. Sorry, I'm showing my page. But yeah, he should be pretty good to get the ball. Bucks were able to run the ball pretty successfully against. I'd probably go back to J.K. Dobbins. Looking at his rush yards around 60, 63 and a half. There, I go to my boy Troy Franklin. People figured out he really likes Troy Franklin. They played together in college. When he's at over 3.5 receptions, it's a must bet. When it goes to 4.5, it's a stay away. At 3.5 receptions, it's a play I'll make. At under 50 receiving yards, it's a play I'll make. Titans and Cardinals. Kyler Murray finally let us down last week with his rushing yards. Did not get his rushing yards. Did get his passing touchdown, so that was good for us. It's the Trent McBride show. You want to take Marvin Harrison? Probably, yeah. They'll probably try to give Harrison 2 straight weeks in a row. About long as it's around that 50, 60 range, I can look at what it is if you want me to. I'd probably be on that. I'll be on Trent McBride, number of receptions, probably his yards. I don't see very successful coming on the ground. Tennessee's actually looked pretty good. I know the stats don't always clearly show it here, but they have been able to move the ball. They should be able to kind of get some points on the board here. Not a ton of points there. Amenyor has been kind of a nice ground. They've been building pretty nice chemistry with with Cameron Ward. Calvin Ridley, though, hasn't. But Amenyor, if he's at 40, I'd take it. When he's at the 50, 60 range, like he's the number one guy, no. All right, here's the thing against the Bucks. Don't rush against the Bucks. Take Kenneth Walker under rushing yards. It's not going to happen. He's not going to get a lot of yards. He hasn't been getting a lot of yards anyway. He's only really broken out in 2 games. One versus Pittsburgh, beginning of the year, 13 carries, 105. Last week, he did it by volume, 19 carries, 81 yards. 2 weeks before that, he was under 40. I expect him to be under 40, under 50 this game. You don't run against the Bucs defense. They're one of the best rush defenses, have been for the last couple of years. Extremely well. They give up 85 yards total rushing on there. Kenneth Walker's not getting all those 85 yards. You can take us under. We can take JSN here because with the Bucs reason and the other reason they're very good against the rush defense, they can't stop the pass to save their life. So they're very susceptible to being able to be run against, pass thrown against. JSN will probably have a very nice night here. Sneaky play would be Elijah Rojo, who's starting to come on here last week. So last week he had 2 catches for 44. I think he continues to kind of be a key part of this offense here. Had to step out a bit. How's tonight going? Well, really, we only have the one play, and then we hit the Yankees money line. Botafogo last time I saw was up 1-0, still up 1-0. We hit the Sam Search penalty. So my little personal play for Sam Search we talked about comes through plus 180. We have either Dodgers here minus 1.5, not off to a great start. Second inning looking a lot better than the first. So 2 outs here, 1 away. So not a lot going on in hockey. We've got some live hockey plays, so that'll determine how the night goes. I kind of like Seattle here to kind of win this game. First, the Bucks. Bucks are coming here just a little bit too banged up for me. Cross-country game all the way up to the top of the north, playing at 4 o'clock. Jamal Dean's probably out for this. Michael Evans will not be back this week. We'll be back next week. Luke Odigay is still not going to be back. So Bucky Irving is, if you don't know, is in a boot. He's not expected to play. He's supposed to be out for a couple of weeks. So Tristan Wirfs, who they just got back last week, is now questionable. Take Seattle before all these injuries are announced. Is it crazy if the Dodgers lose every baseball team that won yesterday lost today? Not crazy. It's baseball. It's just baseball. That's sometimes how baseball is. That's kind of the crazy thing. I mean, you have teams in baseball that don't always win every day. You don't always lose all day. So it's one of those things. That's why it's sometimes fun to bet, because 33% of the time, most of the time, the dog is going to win. All right, Yamamoto. There we go. gets a strikeout, gets out of the second. Now we need the bats to come through. We need more Mookie Betts hits. Let's go. For each team with one hit, it's just that one error, which is the difference in the game. And that's a big thing that also play the game. Yamamoto, if you're wondering, has 3 strikeouts already through 2 innings. No, it won't be easy as tomorrow. I mean, let's take first the Yankees Red Sox games are both starting 2 rookie pitchers. Rookie pitchers who technically have ERAs under 3. But problem with the Tigers is they have Tariq Skubal and and the rest. So it gets interesting because of that. Also, I want to know why every one of the Tiger Cleveland games is at 1:00 and everybody else plays at different times. I kind of feel that's kind of a slap in the face to central viewers here, but that's okay. Because they just assume everybody can get off at 12:00 to watch their games. But the Yankees Red Sox, we'll throw them on at 6:00 every night. Like there's no adjustment at all in the times at all. It's like AL Central plays at 1:00, AL East plays at 6, NL West plays at 9, and that's that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. The Yankees and Dodgers should each kind of been flip flopped, and we got to see the late games with those. So I mean, Cincinnati's going to be rolling out Jack Flaherty. Jack Flaherty can be up and down. He was 8-15 this year, not exactly great. Slade Sassoni is not exactly great either for the Indians. The Indians have been the cardiac Indians. They've figured out ways to win, and that's kind of where down the stretch, and that's kind of where if this game was in Detroit, I'd probably take Detroit. But since it's in Cleveland, I'm going to. Well, I already had Cleveland to win the series at plus 270, which I took today. So I'm still probably going to take Cleveland, but I'll find some ways to be on Detroit to hedge. But I'm on the Yankees at plus 170. So there. But again, you have 2 starting rookie pitchers going there. Dodgers Cubs game. I thought the Cubs would take care of business today. They didn't. They opened it up for next week. Jameson Taillon is a pitcher I faded all year. So going against Yu Darvish, another guy I faded all year. Come on. Anything can happen those. Yeah, that'll be Scubal's going to be one of those guys who gets a Steven Strasburg type contract, a 25, 30 million type year there, and just hope he doesn't blow out his arm like in the second year. But yeah, he's definitely going to get paid. But again, before they get to that point, they're going to trade Skubal. Uh-oh. Nope, didn't get all of that one. Austin Hayes, the ex-Oriole, makes the out. Should have been a pitcher. Then you might be in a sling like me. Most pitchers are. Yeah, I thought the Orioles should. I mean, we all know jump shot. You've heard me say when the Orioles had a chance and to go for it, and you had Corbin Burns, and there was talks that you could go get Struble with the right number of prospects going over there, and that's what they should have done. All Detroit said, "Okay, you want Kobe Mile? Fine. Yeah, you want Jackson Holiday? Fine." And yeah, they wanted Basallo as well. All those guys that would have said fine. I mean, everyone like, oh, Basallo was great. Basallo was great for like 2 weeks. Then he got paid $75 million for like 10 years, and then after that, he betted like 214. I think this hit him. It does. He's all right. We once again got another runner on base. That's the one thing, and that was the biggest problem that I had with the Orioles general manager. You have to go for it. You only get. Oh, come on, really? Come on, Dodgers. You guys are really kind of playing this kind of crap. Down, runner on second. Zach Littell telling everybody, haha, you thought I was only going 3 innings. All right, we got 3 goals in Vancouver. Unfortunately, they're all scored by Vancouver. Calgary doing a good job not scoring anything. Yeah. Fair, but we do have an Avs goal, so we're up 1-0. So that's good for our bets. We talked about Gabriel Landeskog lights the lamp. All right. We'll say there's not a lot of juice right here. You're seeing for the Dodgers. Obviously, they haven't done shit. So, I mean, maybe that's why they don't have any juice. But you don't see a lot of energy here. Kind of look for a team that goes, we can play tomorrow. Even the fans are kind of. You got a runner on second. I can't hear the fans at all. Great play by Elliot Cruz. Right on the nub. Great stash at shortstop. And the Dodgers go down. 2-0. We go to the third. The big bats so far have not come out to play. No juice whatsoever in this game. Right, Sam Surge goal ups. Botafogo with a goal. It's up 2-0. Let's go. 2-0 Botafogo. Any chance Sunday Night Football Bills get to double digits? Saves. Yeah. And what were they? Another goal by Vancouver. 4-0. They're trying to take your under 6 and throw that in the trash can in the first period here. 4-0 Vancouver. We should have just took Vancouver. That's all right, Jordan. I mean, let's see. It's at 8.5. It opened at 7.5. It went up to 8.5. 56% of the money on Buffalo. I mean, I think this game's probably gonna be closer than people think. And really, if the Patriots don't fumble the ball, they're coming in this game 3-1. They controlled that Steelers game the whole time. They just fumbled the ball 3 times at the end zone. And obviously losing the Raiders doesn't help, and they haven't played anybody. That's the only question you worry about this Patriots game. And no, the Steelers aren't anybody. Steelers have played a really kind of weak schedule. So I don't think it'll get to 10.5, with 47% of the money being on the 8.5. Taking on the spread. Because Bills can put up points, but their defense isn't good. The Saints showed that their defense wasn't that good. The Saints moved the ball pretty well against them throughout that game. They won the game at the end when the Saints started going for it on 4th down, things of that nature. But they ran for 189 yards, 5.6 yards a carry, and 1 touchdown. You're not telling me the Patriots with a better offensive line can't kind of do the same? So, and I'm sure the Patriots' job is going to be how to keep the ball out of Josh Allen's things, and they're going to try to run the ball. If you look at the Bills' defense so far this year, statistically speaking, they're the 31st defense in rushing. So I'd expect for big games from Ramondre Stevenson. Expect for a big game from Trayvon Henderson. Expect a lot of probably Drake May rushing. Probably a pretty good way to go. As he's their second leading running back. Yeah, I don't think he'll get the 10.5. I think he'll have to tease. Which teasing at 14.5 is probably not a bad look in that game. 8.5, you could tease that to 14.5. That's not bad. I love it when almost all my teasers always end on Sunday nights. Yeah. 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 The question is just going to be how well they score. It's 49.5 right now. Live, I believe it started at 50.5 and dropped down. No, it started at 49.5. 60% already on the under. It is kind of interesting. The majority is on the under and the number hasn't moved. Come on, Yamamoto. Got to think if they were going to get their act together here. Rolled on the Dodgers, and the Dodgers said, hey, we don't care. Under 8.5. That's the live line in the hockey game. What is the live line in the baseball game? Dodgers plus 1.5, minus 115. Dodgers. There's Yamamoto's fourth K. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's anything I can get it on with that I like. We'll tell you, finding the preseason games right now and are fun. What do you see 8.5? I'm seeing 7.5. 7.5. There's not a lot to that. Enrique Hernandez, who can actually catch. All right, there's the both teams to score in Botafogo. So if you told me my personal play, that is cash. It's still 2-1 Botafogo. Go ahead, we'll take that. We hit Sam Search on the personal play. We hit the both teams to score on Botafogo. We're still riding the Botafogo money line. We're riding Colorado, who's up 1-0. We're riding Edmonton, who's getting ready to start in 11 minutes. We're riding the Dodgers at minus 1.5, hoping they one day get their act together. Yep. And we're hanging on to a hockey under that doesn't look good, but we'll see there. Sports Money says he's still there. I'll take it at 7.5. Okay. Sports Money, what did you think of my little fun game my horse thing that I sent you? Sent it on X. I DM'd it to you. Interesting movie. Terry Francona looked like he was laughing. Wouldn't that be the opposite room to run? I mean, frankly, normally don't cap based on, well, all the other games have lost, so this game has to go. It's like capping. Look, all the other games went under, so this one has to go under. So sometimes you do find a trend. What I'm finding right now that I don't like is there's not a lot of life in the Dodger dugout. There's not a lot of life in the stands. Kind of like it's a very quiet game. Yes, you're down 2-0, but you get runners on second, and you don't hear the fans cheering. It's a very interesting game. Littell can just sit back and kind of go right through. And right now, Littell is dealing. Most people thought he was going to go 3 innings. He's 2-0 game right now with only 26 pitches in the third. Unless it gets roughed up here, he's definitely going the fourth. There we go. Right down the line. That's what we need. Let's go. Perfect. With the leadoff double. There you go. See, now that's the first time you heard the fans roar here. Now let's go. Let's keep it up. Iron cap. Good piece of hitting there. Shohei! Let's go. Big knock here. Big knock. That's not a big knock. That's a ground out to first. Move the runner. One pitch, Shohei. Shohei's just trying not to do much this game. All right, Mookie. Had a double last time. Here we go. Let's go, Mooks. I had so much on the Dodgers closing in parlays that I'm not going to go back in on the Dodgers. All right, Mookie, let's get a blast. Let's get a blast. That's what we want. There we go. 2-1. And the Dodgers are on the board. Bloop single to second base. There we go. 2-1. Let's go, LA. Hey, look, Magic Johnson's there. Turns Dodger blue. See, there's the fans. Freddie. That's what I'm waiting here. Waiting to see some juice here. Let's go, Freddie. That's what I'm expecting. Next guy's coming up. You hear the warm-up music. It's just been kind of lifeless. Waiting for these Dodgers to kind of show some energy. There you go. Come on. Get the chance going. We're going with the old-fashioned chance. But as a team, you love that. Throw to first base. You only get 2 of them. Then you have to come home. Freddie's late on all these pitches. Tell's only throwing 33 pitches here. Through 3. He's only given up 1 run. And if you're the Reds, that's exactly what you wanted to at least get from him. Ready, 0-2. He swings at every pitch. And this, can he get the player? Yeah, they get the run. Not the run. They advance the runner and they get the out. Singing long player props. Landeskog, 20-plus goals. If he's healthy, he's going to have to hit that. That is nice, jump shot. I like that. I'll follow that. I like that. Giving out Colorado player props. The Detroit native. All right, Teoscar. 2 home runs last night. Had the big error. Now it's time to be playoff Teoscar. Every ball is a ground ball out. Now they get 1 run. Mattel's going more than 3. Oh, 2-1 though. 2-1, 2-1. We have a red card in the Botafogo game. The red card given to Bahia. Red card for Matteo Sanabrio with 2 yellow cards equals 1 red card. The Botafogo has got the man advantage here with the 1 goal score. So let's get 1 more insurance goal and we can call that a double win and I'll be quite happy. All right, other than that, we have went through, well, actually, we stopped. I'll go through the last couple games. Detroit, Cincinnati, all Detroit, all the time. Don't be stupid. Don't take Cincinnati. Don't take Cincinnati. Somebody 6.5 last time. There. From Detroit's perspective, they do have a number of injuries kind of to worry about. Nothing really to worry about on their star players, but some of the guys that are out will continue out. Davenport's still going to be out. Trayvon Arnold's going to be out. Zach Cunningham's going to be out. Taylor Decker's probably questionable to play. So there is some losses that there. The list is long for the Cincinnati Bengals. Those guys we all know aren't going to play. They haven't played. Most part, they're just not a very good football team. So, yeah, Crosby and Shrek is there, but they're still very, very good hockey players. Whether you like them or not, they're still very good boxers. Don't be stupid. Just take Detroit. Cincinnati really can't score. Take the team total. They have no defense. Detroit will be able to do whatever they want on offense. Versus that team. Take the team total over. Take the -10.5. Shouldn't be even really much of a game. Washington, that's the game. It is Jaden Daniels going to return. I think Jaden Daniels returns. I think he plays this game. Still kind of waiting on that. There's no official word. Terry McLaurin, also questionable. Didn't play last week. Deebo Samuel, also questionable. Did play last week. But if there's a chance both of those guys are out, I don't know who you're playing a wide receiver. Noah Brown's also questionable to play a wide receiver. You could have a wide receiver of Luke McCaffrey, Chris Moore, and Jalen Lane. So kind of lean the Chargers here, but you got to wait on the injuries. If those guys are out, I can't see them saying, okay, Jaden Daniels, we're going to have you throw to those other 3 guys who suck ass. I just don't see that happening. So also the Chargers lost to the Giants last week. I think they come back, get right here. Marion Hampton, rush yards. Marion Hampton, receiving yards. They're doing a lot with getting him out of the backfield. Everyone likes Ladd McConkey. You could say as much as you want whatsoever, but the big target share guy right now, Keenan Allen, is taking his targets. So they're splitting those targets, and then they keep giving Quentin Johnson 4.5. As long as they give him 4.5, take Quentin Johnson 4.5, take his receiving yards, take Marion Hampton's receiving yards, and just kind of laugh your way to the bank. Sunday night, we'll go through Sunday night if I show up on the Sunday night show. So other than that, guys, it's 10 o'clock. We've had a nice couple 2.5 hours. Hit the like button if you haven't. Hopefully you won some money on the Yankees. You won some money, hopefully, on Botafogo. We still have hockey. We're still in play. We haven't lost yet until they hit that 7th goal. So it's hockey. Anything can happen here. A lot of games left out there. We went through the college plays. We got some different plays there. We went through the Thursday night plays. We got some plays there. Friday night football plays. We put some there. Other than that, thank you guys all for joining me. Hopefully the Dodgers come back. Other than that, see me. Go to my Twitter. Like and subscribe. My free Discord's in there. We've run the Discord for about 7 years now. Jump Shot's part of the Discord. Gerard is part of the Discord. A lot of people are in there. Lots of good cappers. Lots of people just having conversations. So everyone's always welcome. It's 100% free there. If you want to go to my winnable, it's also sitting there on my X thing. I've got a free plan for 7 days. If anybody knows Jump Shot, not Jump Shot, Sports Money, I need the link of the guy who won the duck race so I can give him 30 days of my premium plays free. Like I said, we've hit our last 4 premium plays on there. Going there, we're making up the weeks. Hit the first 2 weeks, make 4 units on each premium week. So we're up 8 units. Last week we went down 2 units, so still up 6 units on the week. Much smaller list of number of plays from the week, probably around 20 plays. Really, sometimes around 15 to 20. This premium this week we're already up for the week, so hopefully we'll finish off strong. We'll have another solid week and continue up. So if you're interested, hit my winnable, sign up to my free of my free plays. Discord are free plays as well if you just want to see some things in there. Other than that, thanks you guys for all joining the show. I'll see you guys next Wednesday or next time I pop on the Sports Money Show. Thank you guys. Have a good one. Yep. The exit. Okay.